Good evening, Madame Mary Ajapong, all the way in the hills of Abetifi, probably the highest point in Ghana. And happy birthday, Madame Mary Awudu of Stanbic Bank Cash Center. Happy birthday to you. Well, playtime is over, and we start the way we start. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. For those of you on Facebook, you can hook on to Facebook Live, enjoy 99.7 FM, and through the courtesy of Selwyn, you'll probably see and hear me. So folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, their tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello, and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, here to perform this beautiful patriotic ritual that I call That's My Opinion. Mondays are never the same unless we meet up for just 1 hour and be Ghanaians without labels. Today will be no different, and our topic is rethinking our cultural identity for nation building. Yes, rethinking our cultural identity for nation building. Folks, we must and need to build this God-blessed nation for the next generation. But the question is how? The question is how? So you see, folks, sometimes I may not come across as, one who's steeped in our culture and even believes in it. I may come across as maybe too vibrant and modern. I mean, how many chiefs will hop on a motorbike cruiser and cruise around for leisure? It's not very cultural or traditional, is it? Yet, folks, in spite of my somewhat modern outlook, I don't joke with my culture. Ironically, even though I am somewhat, the trendiest, chief ever to be in Edumasa, I'm the one who has upheld all customs and traditions to the letter. Now, one of my elders, God bless him, Openyi Deborah, he came to me expressing how surprised he was that from my outlook and background, he didn't think I would embrace the culture as I have. Because even those before me who were born and bred and grew up there did not respect and uphold it as you do. And folks, please, when I say culture, I am not talking about drumming and dancing. These days, if we drum and dance for 2 minutes for the president to walk in and give a speech, then it means we have paid our quota to culture. Now, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. No, today we're going to go a bit deeper than drumming and dancing. Folks, you see, I have this strong knowing that not just believing, but I know that God in His wisdom created diversity. Folks, I know that God in His great and infinite and ununderstandable wisdom created diversity. I also know that God never made a mistake. In fact, whatever it is that you believe in, some who are atheists and don't believe in God, if you believe in the Big Bang, or if you're very, very modern and now they say it wasn't a Big Bang, but it was a gradual bang, whatever it is that you believe in, the outcome was for a purpose. And so we were created for a purpose. Folks, the hook and line sinker acceptance of other cultures was the beginning of what we are going through today. But somehow we think the more we adapt the foreign cultures, the better things will be. So, in our desperation to build the Ghana we dream of, we over westernize in the hope that someday we shall get there. And it will be well with us too. Folks, in the beginning of the Christian crusade, in its spread around the world, wherever they took the gospel, the people only accepted it in their culture's context. So they spoke their language, they used their musical instruments, they wore their traditional clothes, they observed all their traditions, ate their foods, alongside accepting Christ. But in our case, it was a bit different. As the early missionaries said, in order to sow the seed, they must bring the soil. Folks, they said, in order to sow the seed here, they must bring their soil. The seed was not good in our soil. Our soil was heathen. And for this righteous seed to germinate here, when planted, we needed fresh foreign soil. And in this soil we have planted the seed and nurtured it, which has now become a big tree. And the fruits it's bearing sometimes leaves very little to be desired. Almost every single problem we are going through today, folks, 95, nearly 200. I'm saying 95, nearly 200. Can be attributed to the fact that we are sowing seeds in a foreign soil. Now let me also say that contrary to our belief that our morals comes from our religion or our schools, the morals of a people come from their ancestry, folks, which is the soil. And so if we throw away our ancestry and rush to the mosque, to Sunday schools, to church, or to school, hoping that morality will be our portion, folks, we are wrong. Folks, we are so wrong. For without the knowledge of our heritage and ancestry, we shall build a very immoral society. And maybe when we get to the phones, you can prove me wrong. For if without the knowledge of our heritage and our ancestry, we shall build a very immoral society. And I say you can prove me wrong when we get to the phones. In Ghana today, we have the most university degree holders ever before. We have the most imams ever before. As for Christians, we are literally now exporting them. Oh yes, we are exporting them. We are now going to the Western world to set up big churches. We are going to the Western world to set up huge churches. We have more churches than schools. We have more churches than hospitals. I think the only thing which probably would beat churches are drinking bars. And very soon betting shops will also overtake. But apart from that, I'm not sure if there's anything else that we have more than we have churches. So folks, let us ask ourselves in all honesty that how is it possible that with all, those with little or no university graduates, little or no mosque or churches, lived cleaner, less crime, more cooperative, more protective, less competitive, less material inclined, and they, folks, this so-called foolish generation as we call them, handed over to us thick forest, clean rivers, rich minerals, herbal medication, wise proverbs, good customs and traditions, original inventions. Folks, they handed over to us original inventions. They left us a fantastic governance system which is still in practice today. In spite of all modcoms, it's still in practice and it works. Now this was what our foolish forefathers left us. But maybe we should ask what we, the wise generation, will leave behind or hand over to the next. We should ask because we are the wise ones, and we are wise because we went to school. Folks, without our ancestry, which is our culture, we will have no morals. And as we continue to build a nation that is literally severing its umbilical cord from its history, the evidence is clear around us. We live through the same mistakes year in and year out. Folks, we live through mistakes. I mean, the floods will come and take us today, and next year we will sit at the same place and the floods will come again and just wash us away. That is not African. That is not Ghanaian. We live through tragedies. I mean, brutal tragedies. We live through it. Folks, it's not African. It's not Ghanaian. When one tragedy befalls you, the state sits down and take an oath and swear that it never happens again. And it makes sure it will never happen again. But now, we live through them happily ever after. Folks, hear me out. Hear me, because this can be a policy document. So hear me out. Folks, once we let go of what our forefathers bequeathed us, then anything goes. If we let go of our divine culture, we are nothing. And if we are nothing, then we settle for anything. No matter how absurd, we settle. And in Ghana today, no bar is too low for us. Because the simple phrase that keeps us in check is deemed foolish, bequeathed us by the foolish generation, Bejimibre. And what was it? It says they will ask from which home you come from, and not your material possessions. They will ask, from which home do you come from, and not your material possessions. Just that. Folks, there's wisdom in our ancestry. This simple phrase imbibed in us kept everyone very cautious not to bring shame to their home. And therefore the society was pretty much sane. That's why in the olden days, if I can call it, when you were being naughty and an adult appeared, a mile away, you quickly run or straighten yourself up. Because they're going to ask from which home you come from. You couldn't bring shame to your home. And even if you were not being naughty and your teacher appeared, I mean, even if you're talking to your friend, you stop talking, you position yourself well. And even if he or she was holding a piece of chalk, you run to him or her and say, "Bipacho, can I take it to your home for you?" Because they're going to ask. Not what iPhone have you got, or what Samsung you have, or what Nike trainers you have. They'll ask you, whose son, whose daughter, from which home do you come from? But we say it's foolish. It's cultural. It's heathenism. All because, folks, they will ask from which home you came from, and not how many material things you possessed. Folks, shame was very much a part of us. Shame. We had the fear of shame. Na yeni wo ade. Folks, na ni wo wiase. Yes, shame. Na ni wo wiase. But now, folks, we are all born again. We are highly schooled. We are well traveled, and above all, we are civilized. Now, there's one wise proverb left to us by our foolish forefathers. And it says, if you become too civilized, you will greet the goat when you meet it. Oh yes, you probably didn't understand it then. So when it if you become too civilized, you probably say good morning to the goat when you meet it. Because folks, with all our numerous degrees and Holy Spirit filled life, we have more witches in the whole world than ever. We live in the abject filth. Folks, we have the most premature death, slaughter people on our roads on a daily basis as though they were chickens. For corruption, I'm sure today, if you're not careful and you get a blood infusion, you just wake up corrupt because it's in our DNA. Folks, the bar is so low that even pedophilia is normal to us. I mean, that's how low the bar is. That pedophilia is normal. It's normal to us. And as for nature and animals, even human beings we did not respect, so I dare not even go there. So maybe, folks, we have started greeting the goat as it was said because we are too civilized. Folks, if we hear what is going on in our political circles today, the abuse of state funds, the overpricing of every contract or every object bought for the state, and the blatant thievery maxed around with beautiful grammar. Beautiful grammar. Instead of theft, it's misappropriation. It was, priority was not thought of. Chrono. But you have beautiful English words to quote it. If these people, folks, had a little shame, if these people just stopped to think from which home they came from, what their family name was, why it is that the family name was given to you, because somebody did something good, great, and they thought if they give you that name, you will live up to it. If we, the people ourselves, will ask them, whose child are you? Mr. Minister, Mr. Minister, which town do you come from? Who is your chief? Who's your grandfather? If we will be Ghanaians, maybe, just maybe, not everything will be accepted as it is now. How will we build a nation where literally anything goes? And anything means negativity. Any negativity is accepted, negotiable, dealt with. Break the law, do whatever you are, it's accepted. But you know the sad part, folks? Now we, the chiefs who are custodians of this beautiful God-given culture, have become equally corrupt. So you ask yourself, who then is going to propagate this culture for the next generation to pick it up and do something meaningful in this nation? If we, the chiefs, as a chief, folks, one of the things that you should do and say every time is that for everything you say, you breathe, you do, you decision you make, it must benefit the unborn, the living, and you must be able to stand in front of your ancestors, those who are departed, and say, yes, when I sat on the throne, I did good. If chiefs have thrown this away because this is also heathenism, this is also ancestral worship, and all these things, then folks, are we going or are we coming? So how are we going to build a nation if we don't have the sense that let us go back into our wisdom of the ancestry? Sankofa, the ability to have shame, the ability to protect your name. I protect mine, you protect yours, and eventually we protect Ghana. But if I don't care, folks, if you like, call me on air, put me everywhere, I don't care, Medi. I won't get sacked, I won't get penalized, I will chop it and stay, no shame. Then folks, how are we going to build a Ghana where the culture of shame that was given to us by God has been thrown away. And now we have a culture of chasing material things, even if it doesn't belong to us. So, folks, if I'm here today, I am saying we need to rethink our cultural identity to build this nation, Ghana. And I'm sure you want to talk to me. I don't know whether you agree with me. I don't know whether you disagree with me, but it's 0302-216-541.
Hello.
So,
hello.
Hello. Who's my first caller?
Nana.
Yes, sir.
Yours Christ, as usual.
Oh, good, Derek.
And I thank you so very much today. And I think all that I've been advocating for, today you summarize it. I think our problem here in Africa is leadership. And what sort of leadership are we talking about? We're talking about traditional African leadership. I'm not thinking that I'm so modernized, like the so-called Western civilization people are importing and imposing on us. I'm not interested in that. Until Nana, like the intro always goes, we sit up and then realize and then recognize and respect our traditional leaders. Nana, I'm afraid we are treading on holy ground. I think per your intro today, you summarize everything that the African should think about. What are we talking about the current modern civilization, democracy, and what? Are we suggesting for a brief moment that before the white people came to colonize us, we don't have any sort of leadership? I beg to differ. Let's respect our traditional leaders. Galamsey, criminality, corruption, this, that, all shall come to a halt. Because the moment in the traditional leaders are the higher call, and then we elect others or the president, there will be check and balances. Then it means we have a holistic governance system. What are we talking about? Is Ghana not like the UK? What is the size of Ghana, United Kingdom? And the UK was able to colonize the entire world. Let's talk about the Commonwealth. How many countries we are talking about? So if Ghana was the first country to have this independence, south of the Sahara, why not are taking the lead? That's okay. Democracy or no democracy. We are talking about African governance system, but we have leadership traditionally.
Thank you very much. There's lots of people on the line. 0302-216-541. Oh, the line just dropped. 0302-216-541. Rethinking our cultural identity to build this nation. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, FM, Pram.
FM, let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Do you know something? This culture thing cut across. Now, let me use journalist and journalism. Now, in the olden days, when a journalist blows a story out, she will follow it to its logical end, bring out the court actions and the punishment and everything that will be given out. But now culture has changed that. Now, everybody will rush for the story, let the story be on the air for about 2 weeks, and it is left to die just like that. So the Ghanaian has developed a culture of Mombeka, 2 weeks, you understand? And it's helping us with whatever we are doing that is pulling Ghana down. I will do it. 2 weeks, 1 month, we are. Nothing is done. No gender. The journalists will not go and follow the story and bring the outcome of it. It is never done again. It is culture that has changed that too.
Thank you very much. Bad culture. Now, one thing, I think maybe we have to do a show about how corrupted culture itself has been during the ages. Because we have adopted so many things which are not our culture. And then we say, oh, it's our culture and it's bad. And the thing in itself is just alien to us. Maybe we'll do a whole show on it. But, hey, who's on the phone?
Nana, good evening. This is Abusa Jackson Gilanyo.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yeah, Nana, thank you for this program this evening. Nana, for me, I'll blame our church. Because in this country, every Sunday, we all rush to our various church. But Nana, I can say, if you leave your phone in one of the church you are going, you won't see that phone again. Somebody will take it and put it inside his pocket in the church room. So for me, I'll blame our churches. I don't know what they are preaching, and I don't know what they are teaching us, so that we can teach our children. So I feel pity for this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, my brother. I thank you too. 0302216541. Hello, who's on the phone?
Hello, this is Kwame calling from Adenta.
Let me hear you.
Yeah. What the man is saying is true, but it will remain an empty talk when we don't have a national agenda. The problem is that as society grows, other people join us. And in order not to deviate from our identity, we should have a national agenda, which should be part of the Constitution. If we don't have that, anything that we do is useless. Excuse my language.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Our traditional leaders and elders in our society have managed to become useless. They are chasing after wealth more than honor. Posterity will judge us all. Today, I find it very hard to respect majority of our elders. Money over honor. Mark Cosby, good evening. Hello. The line just dropped there. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. This is Bernard.
Bernard, let me hear you.
So, Nana, one of our biggest problems is lack of unity. Nana, we are not united. We can't agree on even simple matters. Yeah, that's really not. So, I mean, MPP and NDC is dividing us. We are not united, even in the church. Nana, you can just do a simple research among even men of God in Ghana and realize that no, we just can't agree on basic, simple national issues.
Too divided and too competitive. I think the other day we did a show to say that even competition is not our culture. As a people, we don't compete. We cohabit, we cooperate. Even in our traditional circles, you're here in Nobwa, you help me clean, I help you clean. Even in the traditional governance, it's all cooperative. And now we have adopted the culture of competition. So competitive in governance. And here we are trying to become a competitive people when we are naturally a cooperative people. Nina, a problem. Culture is not just drumming and dancing, it goes deeper than that. 0302216541. Hello. Hello. Line dropped. Call back 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Ben, calling from South Industrial Area.
Good.
See, we have been brainwashed. I remember some time ago you said something. I was very happy. You said that you called somebody at your palace and say, "I'll make you Sanahi." You say, "I'm going to see my pastor." When can you say? You say, "I was going to say." Meanwhile, Sanahi is just a finance minister in a traditional way.
I'm sure he's even listening.
It's just, I mean, the mix of words and translation, and we claim to be the most best English speakers in the world. Is it just a finance minister?
Simple.
So, and one thing also is that, you see, we always blame our leaders, but we ourselves, we are bad. Nana, assuming I and somebody is working under you, and they kind of, how we inflate the prices, we cheat you, we steal you, and we, the same people, go and insult you or the politician or leaders that they are corrupt. We are rather corrupt. We have to change our attitude. Our upbringing must change our attitude. The churches, the schools, we have to train us how to be honest and sincere to ourselves. By so doing, if current leaders are corrupt, when they get out and we fill the vacancy, we will be much more better. And also, Nana, please, I will appeal to you. I like one crusade that Joy FM is doing about Arrive Alive campaign. But it seems, pardon me to say this, they are being a hypocrite. Why am I saying this? Joy FM is almost 25 years now. They have never built a car park, and they block the pavement to the extent that even when the cars are off duty, they put some rubber barricade to block the pavement and force the pedestrians to share the vehicle with the cars. And somebody has built his container in the zebra crossing just between Joy FM and Sempa FM. And none of you seems to notice this, but you're able to go outside and criticize people. Please, let us preach what you preach. By so doing, our nation will be better. Thank you.
I cannot thank you more for that contribution and that call. But on the subject of Arrive and Live, there's a picture here. It says, "Good evening. This morning at the motorway, a police van was making a U-turn on the same place that everyone is talking about as indiscipline of our drivers. The very agency mandated to fight this endemic are doing the same. Nana, please, how much will it cost for the country Ghana to overcome this road indiscipline? I am ready to pay because I don't know what again that we can do to curb the menace. Please, this is the picture of the police car I took this morning on the motorway, Park Kofi." But on the phone, hello, who's talking to me?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Peter Banini from Salabadi Estate.
Good, let me hear you.
We have a very beautiful set of culture and values. Right from my infancy, I had known this. Right from my school days, we had the textbooks and social studies, cultural studies, and stuff like that. It is good to copy, but when you copy blindly, that is where the problem is. Fine, we have the international community, no two ways about that, their knowledge, their culture, and everything. You can have your mother, but it can make somebody else your mother. Is that not so? Because of certain good qualities and stuff like that. But if you take your culture, you keep your culture at the same time, if you take somebody's culture and then reject your culture, it's just like, I don't know, taking somebody's mother and then rejecting your mother. And that's not the way it should be.
Yeah.
So you see, there's certain things we call culture shock. You see, the point is that when somebody's behavior and their way of doing things, you think you love it and it will help you, you can take it, but don't jettison yours. That is where the problem is. Yes, you're speaking right from the leadership level, right from the micro to the macro level. We have been corrupted just because certain kind of cultural values from the international community have infiltrated us, and we have decided we have been forced to leave ours to go for them. It is not wrong for this culture, for as long as it will help you, it is right in the sight of God. No two ways about that. But at the moment you take those and then you leave yours, that is where the problem is. Culture is defined as what? The way a group of people live. Is that not so? Exactly. The way we dress, the way we do our things, the way what kind of food we eat, the way we treat ourselves and stuff like that. You were talking about communal living and communal labor. These things are no longer with us. Are they?
No.
We have learned the culture of the white man to say, do it for yourself, do it yourself and stuff like that. I for me, God for me, I for myself kind of thing. And it's just not helping us. Today, where is be your brother's keeper? Protect your brother's property. Where is it? Do you find the expression in the Ghanaian culture today? Everybody is being selfish. They go to London, they go to wherever, they try to copy their way of living. They come. Look, the dynamics there are different. You understand? When you come to Ghana here, we are born to live for each other. It is never wrong for you to stay alone. No two ways about that. You learn from somebody, fine. But don't forget, you are your brother's keeper. When it's come to Ghana, that is our philosophy. That is our culture. That is how God created us.
Yeah.
You see, now come to the rulership level, the governmental level. If we don't learn our beautiful cultural values in our cultural way of doing things, we will take it to governance. And mind you, that is where the authority is. Look at our education system today, as I mentioned from the beginning. Our cultural study books, our religious and moral education. Today they say it's religious and moral education. So do you even see them in our schools? You see, to imbibe those beautiful values and culture in our children, so that they will also be growing with it. Right from the 70s, from the 30s, wherever, these books were there. You see, in our homes we learn, when we go to school too, we learn. So we are armed. We are imbibed with our beautiful cultural values. Today, where are they? That is where the problem is.
Thank you so much, my brother, for that call, and I love the passion. Nana, kudos. Where do you get the wisdom to say it as it is? Very sad for Ghana. We must all bow down our heads in shame. From the home to schools to the office. Ajua in Adenta. Ajua, good evening. Hello, and who's on the phone?
Nana.
Yes, sir.
Your scribe.
Let me hear you.
Back again, Derek.
Let me hear you.
Nana, I'm not suggesting for a brief moment that modernization is bad. But what I'm suggesting is we can't do away from our culture. Europeans or the Western world have their own way or their DNA, where they were located, their history, the peace, what they involve, and what they aspire to today. And we are Africans who were brought up differently. So why not taking the lead, taking what we have, whether be good or bad, why not also modernizing it through the traditional way? Because, my understanding, we can't do this without the traditional way. Because if you tell me today that Nana, I can come to Akwamu Adumata and look into your eyes and then behave, Nana, it doesn't take you to discipline me. I think my brothers and sisters out there will not even take me for just a second, and I'll be dealt with. But let's go to the presidency. So different what we have, why not improving upon it? And like I suggested earlier, if the British can colonize the entire world, why not us as Ghanaians try to lead the way so Africans will also see we are Africans. This is where we were brought up. This is what we have. This is what we have to improve upon. So then modernization will be to the core of the issue. Let's drop all this.
Thank you very much, Derek. Straight in his gone is SK Deriguba. Says, Nana, the truth is our leaders don't know shame. If they had any self-dignity, you will not allow yourself into some of these Candilogues activities and sit confidently. It's a shame. Deriguba, good evening. Hello, who's on the phone?
Nana
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana midawaseni akonya we out there mami. Na before say me koso no nana asem bia ba metuma am pese me bisa say. Nana nti sesesi a wunni ho watu kwan na say bia ye pu obi amanasi wanan mu aye sa program we yebenya obi ana. Ya se bisa. Na so nana asem e wo ho ne say eya na ehu hia say onipa dasani wo fresh change eba wa brabom. Tina mpanfo wo bebi say mo Nemwa wanda nibia omokoba ebeche wohwi nanso so ebinum tsisa ye bia ya wodwen ho a wonti ase me kan book bi ne title The Blinkers kwabena sechi book bi dey wo ma me bi efe no Mrs. Professor nana se wo hwe se de ma me no esi copy western culture copy ni eni kwan so copy nyina wo de ba Ghana ha na o yusu wa ha saa ne ye mu bu etie eno so emboa ma ye culture intumi emboa ma ye intumi fa ye culture enye den entu man no mpon enti ye be ha ye kwan ye fa so copy western culture ehu hia se ye be copy fi se ye boa ye ma ye hu se okay eno no ye the light ba ye the way ba ye copy culture na ye fa free be foforo no na ma ye hu we nyina na nso so ya copy to the extent and ye dige nyina tu say na no meti say obi ka say abani nye no onye ge nyina ntume na abrofo nyina age ge tu adan ne ye copy we nyina ba enti ye hwe bibi ye emphasize copy ya copy man bro so ema ye de ba ye mam na hwe ya e be say development a ye hwehwa ma o man nana me da wasi
this one says Nana, you hit the nail on the head. We have become so civilized to a fault. Not only are we greeting the goat, we are going around looking for the goats to salute. Now we even support gay and lesbianism when goats won't even do this. This is Fred in Achimota. But who's on the phone with me?
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
This is Odoche, New Odoche.
Oh, my brother, I love your name. You know that.
Great, I know.
Yes.
Nana, yes. The problem is that the brainwashing of our society. How many of us, even those of us calling, are using our traditional names on our documents? How many of us give children, the children we have, the traditional names? I take my child out and somebody say, how are you? And the child is looking at him. And they say, Talitu, you're saying, this way I'm fine. You're job. And the guys are obile new bluff. And they got in Kalaya school not on the bluff, only much on the gun. The problem is, we have been, what is good for us, they say it's not good. What is theirs is what we've accepted. And that is the problem. I always tell you that unless we go back and change the so-called constitution we are using, I don't know, but it's just going to be the same way. Today they talk about education. The moment you said, oh, education, they said, unless you've been to school. Yes, the education is supposed to be about skills and impartation of knowledge. So the mechanic should be called an educated person. But no, you have to go to school the white man way before you be recognized as a human being, even in your own country. Nana, I enjoy your program, and today I don't know, I've been calling. I said today that I should call and let you know that we are supporting you. We need to go back to the place where we belong, where we will call ourselves Ghanaians. The Chinese are doing it. They are still using their chopsticks. They are still wearing their kimonos. Why can't we do that? Why do you have to wear a suit under this sun to be called whatever? For you to be called professional. Professional is about your brains. It has nothing to do with how you dress. But today, you have people wearing suits and they call them professionals. And with the rest, we don't. Nana, thank you very much. Let me leave the line for other people to.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The Malik in Adenta says, finally we heard the voice of Odote Ni Odote. My brother, you see, you have been a voiceless fan. Your Highness, you said it all. Nana, no more respect for the elderly in Ghana. We do wrong things and we don't even feel ashamed about it. And I want to know if you know there's something called judgment ahead of us one day. May God have mercy on us all. This is the day. Okay, let me see who's on the phone. Hello.
Yes, sir. You once again on the line.
Good.
Peter Banini from Labadi Estate.
Good.
You see, in fact, you're doing right now is very glorious, very, very advisable. It's not so. You take about 2 hours, 1 hour, trying to conscientize the whole nation. But let me tell you the hard truth, of which you're also very much aware of. The system is already corrupted, right from only God knows how many years now. Foreign cultures and in fact, not necessarily bad in themselves, but whether you like it or not, our culture has been overtaken. But to believe you, me, or not, there are a lot or few people who are still alive and conscious of our culture and our cultural values. And we would never allow it to go. So with people like me and you and a few others, well, let's try to keep conscientizing the nation. Who knows? Just maybe a few. Because what you're doing right now, there are those who are laughing and say, he's one thing. So you can reject it. You ride from the top. What is he talking about and stuff like that. So in your own small way, in my own small way, maybe let's just try to do what we can in our part and see whether we can win few. Who knows? That's why I said, follow me and I'll make you fishes of men. Let others follow you. Follow me, I'll follow you to make what? Fishes of our beautiful cultural values. This is what I was saying.
Well, thank you for the words of encouragement. Thank you for the words of encouragement. This is from one of the best managers you can ever meet at EcoBank, Richard Agude. He works with the EcoBank at East Airport. That's Oak Plaza. One of the finest bankers I've ever met. So let me give him a shout out. Richard Agude, you're listening, and thank you for tuning in. Right after me, Gifty will be here to give you the news bulletin while you're thinking of how it is that we go back to being who we were supposed to be as divinity intended. Mr. Samuel Kwao IV, Manager, Budget Planning, Ghana Great Company Limited. A happy birthday to you from your own brother Osan Malik. Thanks for tuning in, Mr. Samuel Kwao IV, and enjoy your birthday. But folks, my name is Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the only republic within the republic, Akwamu Edumasa. And let me remind you that until the lions have their own historian, the tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter. Don't you even touch that dial. Sammy Forson will come and overdrive you home.